here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah, here comes the, no, here comes the, oh, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah, here comes the, no, here comes the, oh, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that.
Welcome to Gym Teacher Dreams, a new podcast created by a couple of gym teachers with big dreams. We decided to follow through on at least one of them. I'm Ray Borgman.
And I'm Ryan Piccolotti. This started years ago, about 7-8 years ago, I think, or even longer. Was it longer than that? Yeah.
I'm bad with math.
Let's see here. I've been in 14 years, so actually longer, about 10 years. We always wanted to do something to this effect, whether it was YouTube videos or take whatever the case may be. So here we are. We're going to see if we can entertain you for 20 to 30 minutes a day.
A couple times a week.
Couple times a week is our goal.
Yeah.
So today we're just going to kind of reminisce because unfortunately our school district had to make some changes a few years back, and they took our
They broke up the dynamic duel.
the gym teacher tag team champions of the world.
That's right.
They broke it up, so I am no longer at the middle school, and our banter in the locker room or some of our therapy sessions during the school is done right now.
So we're putting the band back together and, like I said, following through on a dream. And as Ryan said, hopefully it entertains you guys a little bit. A couple gym teachers like to have a little fun with the middle school age group, and lots of dreams, but very little follow through. So here it is, Gym Teacher Dreams.
So it started with, Mr. Borgman there was hired a year before me, and then I came over, and he was a kind of a shy, just kind of uncomfortable with, awkward with, with closeness. And, us being in a, you can imagine we were in a let's say 8 4-foot
probably
office.
6x10.
Oh, 6x10.
But when you put desks in there and cabinets, and we had a couch in there, you can imagine not a lot of space to move.
And, we were both from local towns, though I am a little older than him, local towns, so we kind of knew a little bit of our backgrounds.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things is, Ray did not like closeness. He did not like, he kind of brushed up on it accidentally.
Touching.
And, it took him some time, but I think I quickly got him out of that. And by, kind of gently walking by him a little closer, maybe, breathing in his ear as I went by. You remember those days?
Yeah, I forgot about him. I think therapy blocked him out, but I remember some breathing on my neck. Yep.
Yeah.
Ghosting. You were big on the ghosting.
Yeah.
Good at it, too.
Yeah, there's nothing better than ghosting people. For those who don't know, that's, that's when you kind of get up and as someone's walking, you kind of walk as far as you can right behind them before they find you. Yes, I was 40 years old, 35 years old, and enjoyed to do that. That's one of the reasons why, we do have some success at the middle school or even teaching in general because, well, we are kids.
That's right. I say it over and over again. People ask, I say I'm a middle school PE teacher, and they're like, I would never teach that age group. I feel awesome with that age group because I act that age group.
Yeah, I had an 8th grade girl one time say, Mr. Piccolotti, you're an 8th grade boy in an adult body. And I said, thank you.
Pretty smart girl.
Yeah, for sure. For sure she was. And she was the truth. And now I take that humor to the elementary, and some of my, my jokes just kind of go over their head, which, probably a good thing at times. But so one of the things that I said, Ray would get over closeness, and then we just kind of had that, we have kind of the same type of humor.
Yeah, likes and interests kind of coincided. And, growing up in the same area, in northwestern Illinois area, Whiteside and Joe Davies counties representing. Yeah, we just had similar backgrounds, and we meshed really well.
You could probably imagine a more awkward, if they made a movie of our lives, as gym teachers, who would play you?
Well, I mean, what jumps to mind right away is Step Brothers. I think one of us is Will Ferrell and the other is John C. Reilly. I think that's just a natural, actors to go with our style, lifestyle, humor, whatever.
I would agree, and that's what I was thinking too. Is at least Will Ferrell for you.
Yeah, thanks. I didn't want to take Will Ferrell, but that's what I was thinking in my head.
You would take.
Because I do John C. Reilly, all right, but Yeah, Will Ferrell, thanks.
No, no problem. No problem. Probably like The Rock for me or someone
Yeah.
like that.
I knew you were going to do that. There you go.
Anyway, so as we started going down, like I said, the childish humor jokes, and one of the things we did a few is we wrote a bunch of parody songs. That was what one of our first YouTube dreams chasing was, writing some parody songs, and we and be honest with you,
We're darn good.
We're pretty good. Yeah, we're pretty
Regulators.
good at it. Yeah. But once again, we never followed through. We never put some of them on.
Partly because we liked our jobs, though. I mean, some of those songs were a little racy, edgy. Didn't want maybe family members and colleagues to hear them.
Oh, that's true. Well, for me, it is kind of therapy. It's kind of you find something to do to help you relax, and writing parody songs is definitely something I enjoy doing. I haven't written a good one in a while, but maybe once we get this podcast up, maybe we'll write our pre-music, have our own pre-music parody song for it. What do you think?
I like it. I like the idea.
Yeah, definitely. I was talking about that with my student teacher that what, we need to find a song and write it, because like Ray said, we are really good at it.
We're good. We're pretty good.
So then when our parody songs came on, and we continued to, once again, the banter along, and then we were also coaching football together. And
We're good at that too.
Yeah, we're not bad. We're not bad.
It's mostly the kids, but yeah, we tried not to suck, as the Cubs and Joe Madden would say, and we managed it.
And one thing about teaching and coaching is making memories, and for the kids in a positive way. And I think that we did that. We had some success on the field, but more so, I think we made it fun, but still pushed them to try to create a legacy as they get to the high school.
Mm-hmm.
One of my what's your first kind of memory? You got any good memory of when you and I started coaching together?
Started coaching together?
Yeah.
So right out the gate, were we coaching together, or were we 8th grade, 7th grade, one in the other? I forget. We coached together for 1 year, and then you took a head on one level. I forget.
I don't even know who you are anymore.
Yeah?
It's been so long. You forgot our journey together.
I forget.
You forgot our journey together.
Here's what I said. No, I didn't forget the
No,
journey.
you just said you did.
Sometimes I miss the forest for the trees, or maybe it's the other way around. I miss some minor details, but I remember kind of the cloudy memory. Very honestly, I think this has happened as I've grown with age, because some of my memories from like high school even, or like middle school, I'll go back home, meet up with a buddy, and we'll be bouncing stories off each other, and my details are just a little bit off, or I sort of blend stories together. So I found that to be true. So this might be another example of that. But one of the early memories I have is I was kind of a little jealous of this whole building a house thing that you did. Right? You're on one side of the field with your guys either before or after calisthenics, as some part of the pre-practice. You guys would all get in a line, and you'd celebrate birthdays and anniversaries, and then you'd do this building a house thing. And I didn't get to take part in that.
I know, I kind of stopped that, but
You did.
The building a house I brought from another district.
You told me that much.
But yeah, it was cool. It was like once again, it was discipline, but also allowed us to kind of be close together as a team.
So from the other side of the practice field, it did look pretty cool, but I never got to take part in that.
It's
How
like
about you?
It's like forgetting an anniversary. Our first year, my first year, you were the 8th grade coach.
Okay.
And I was your assistant.
Okay.
And we had a nice team. I don't want to throw any names out,
Throw some
right
names,
now. But
Harlan. That was a Harlan group.
Okay,
Yeah.
And,
we were
Marky.
good. Marky Hayes.
Yeah. So anyway, we had a good team, and one of my first memories.
Can I
remember.
jump in? I'm
Yes.
sorry. Okay, I'm gonna interrupt. So I'm just gonna stick with what I'm good at.
Okay.
I'm gonna interrupt. Just to tell our listeners how good that group was. Before we played a game, we lost our starting quarterback and our starting running back / middle linebacker. Two dudes that we thought were gonna lead us. What I thought in my mind, top two dudes on that team, we lost right away, and we were a running team. This is kind of old school now, but we were double wing, run between the tackles, shove it down your throat, 3 yards in a cloud of dust, and we lost our quarterback and our superstar running back, and we still ran the table. 1 out. We just had kids. We had so much talent. We had depth. And we had kids step up, and it was a pretty special year. So go ahead.
So you remember I was in practice, and the quarterback and I decided to celebrate a good play, and we went up to give went a chest bump. Now, you do remember this at all? As we as we gave the chest bump,
I can imagine what it looks like.
yeah, and you're talking about an 8th grade kid,
Probably weighs
probably
87
100,
pounds.
120 at the most, and I was 200, let's say,
Let's say.
225
This
maybe,
is-
whatever. And as we went up in the air, I mean, I went up there like and I hit him, and he went
Tumbled over.
straight down to his back. I almost thought that was my career.
You were done.
And,
Fired.
yeah,
See ya.
yeah. And,
How am I going to explain this to Jim?
And he might be dead. I
Yeah.
mean, he really hit the ground, but he got up and
It was Chandler and Savannah Brito, right? It was
yeah, and so he got up, and I, kept my job for a while.
Yeah.
So that was my first memory, and I don't know if you remember. I know you gave me a hard time for years, but last play we were playing our rival, our last game, excuse me. We were playing our rival, and it was a big moment in the game. And so I called the offense, and Ray called the defense, and so I called play, and we had kind of set it up. It was a play action pass. And so we go, we run it, and it's wide open. And I'm screaming, throwing it before it happens. And as it catches, I'm running down the sideline with the guy. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Because it was a Harbeck kid that caught it. I want to say, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was against Belvedere. It was for the conference, and we won. I think like 12-0, 12-6, 14-6. It was a tight game, but only a couple scores. They were both play action passes, same play, same dude. And like I said, I mean, we were run oriented, but in that game, it was the tight end with touchdown passes that won it for us. Is that right? Is that close?
Yes, that was exactly it.
All right.
So that's some of our first memories of coaching, and throughout the years, one of the things for PE, at least for me, in my class at the U, is the first thing to tell you is have a safe and secure environment in PE. Can you say that whether it's because of numbers or just because how they
And yeah.
But I'm not even talking about how we set things up, because I think once again we're professionals, and I
True,
think we
we are.
do.
Yeah.
But when, for example, in one of my spots we had 40 girls and 40 boys in a PE class, in a elementary sized gym. So it's kind of it can be very challenging. But whether you have a rope, climb the rope back in the day, where you put the little mats down,
Yeah.
down,
Little 2-inch mat. What's that going to protect you from?
which we quickly changed that.
That's an excellent example. Like at the time, in the moment, we think we're being safe. We're putting a mat under the kid in case he falls. So a kid climbs the rope 20 feet in the air, touches the ceiling or whatever. What if he falls then? That little mat, that maybe less cushion than a pillow, what's that going to help? So safe and secure in our mind, yeah. But now, 10, 15 years later, I can say that wasn't all that safe.
Yeah, and that's just part of kind of a lot of the the classrooms and stuff.
Right,
It's
right.
changed for a good thing to
True.
keep kids safe.
Yep.
But I'm talking, let's say that let's say things like
we-
we're playing kickball.
We mix it up with the kid. I knew
Yeah,
this was where we were
yeah,
going.
yeah. Everyone,
little-
we pitch because
You little son of a gun, you.
yeah, we pitch. Whether it's kickball or some
To
type of
control
baseball.
the game,
Yeah.
not because we think we're superstars anymore. We just want to keep control of the pace of the game, so we pitch. That's what we do.
Yeah, but when you're young, kids heckle you a little bit. You can get involved and
Teach lessons.
Yeah,
That's what we're
yeah,
about.
and you know what? And I tell you what, the kids love it when you do it. But sometimes, there are people that get in the way of that
a
fun.
pass.
Yeah,
I'm passing it to a kid 20 yards away, and it accidentally hits a kid 5 feet in front of me. Something like that.
every once in a while, our competitive juices get flowing when those kids start heckling, and middle school kids are good at it.
Yeah.
They, and the fun and the banter that you have with them also. But, so we, like I said, we have had a lot of fun with kids. We've had a lot of fun with each other. But there's times where you go home sometimes and think, whoa, why did I do that?
What's that email from the parent going to look like? What is the parent going to write? And is the parent going to copy my principal?
But it's all in good fun.
Oh, true.
And I guess, we go back to what our podcast is going to be. So right now, you kind of getting to know us a little bit, but also, what's our platform? We're going to have a wide variety of platform, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think so. We bounce some ideas off each other, just a few also, and then not just the topic, but also the possibility of bringing in some guests. I think that'd be cool too. Maybe people who have lived a little bit of that locker room dreaming with us, or the mixing it up with the kids that you were just referencing, or
And with what Ray said, I think we have a variety of things we can do. We have people because once again we know people. We'll try like I said, even get some video. Maybe we'll follow through on our YouTube Dreamin' and get one of our parody songs. I mean, we spent that first one that you remember that first one we wrote about our team leader. I mean, how long?
Oh, that was money. That was our first one. It might be one of our best ones.
Yeah, I mean,
we put a video to it. Or
how long did that take us? I know you did most of the editing for the pictures and putting the music on.
Okay, I don't know exactly how long it took. I forget. It was a labor of love. You gathered all that stuff, though. I think that was the hard part.
I was a gatherer?
I feel like, didn't you reach out to Steve?
So if we were ants, I was the gatherer. And what would you be? I don't know. What the worker. You're the worker?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, anyway.
But no, that was money. The parody song. So you're saying maybe we get some stuff out on YouTube also. I'm not opposed to it. I mean, I have a face more for this podcast and for radio than YouTube and television, but whatever.
I mean, we work with some people that are more beautiful.
That's right. We can have a sit-in.
Yeah. We have stunt doubles.
Yeah.
Just as long as they make sure that they see. Going back to our platform, then besides the parody songs, is like I said, we have some interviews. Ray and I'm guessing Ray doesn't watch a ton of the world news.
No.
But
almost none.
Almost none. Yeah. I watch it with my wife, but really, if I get any information, it's from her. So we won't be too much into politics.
I'm gonna stay away from that. Yeah.
We won't be too much into world news unless it kind of affects us a little bit. So we just want to come. Just want to talk, have a good time, remember some of the stories. A couple weekends ago, or I guess it was last weekend, saw some former students. We were out for a bite to eat, and we mentioned them about the tag team duo coming back and doing a podcast, and they said they would love it.
All in.
They were all in. So that just pushed us to say, hey, let's get her done.
People want to hear this. People need to hear this.
Yeah. I mean, we right now I think we'd be up right away to about 10 to 12 listeners right then. Okay, and I don't know how that is in podcast world, but 10 to 12 is more than zero. It's
exactly.
A start. And
there's the math background from the U. You know that 10 is more than 0. That's good.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. What about anything else? Any other memories? That as we started down the journey of teaching together and coaching.
I think it would be unfair to throw a memory out now. I feel like it would be best to, kind of pitch them as they come, and I don't know. I think I've heard before. You always want to keep your listeners, your audience wanting more. So I'm gonna just keep those in my back pocket right now.
I'll tell you one while we have a few minutes here. This was one towards my last years at Sycamore, and so we had the kids running the laps, getting ready for the mile, and of course I ain't running a mile with them. No. I mean, I'm watching them. But anyway, a concerned citizen drove by and called the school and said that there were couple guys on the bike path watching the PE classes. Now, if you don't know where we are, okay, the road is pretty much right next to the bike path. And then,
pretty busy road.
Yeah, pretty busy road. And then the PE fields, the middle school field is right off of there. So, it's very visible.
Yeah, people see us.
And anyway, so, we have radios to be able to communicate with the office and so forth and so on. So the office says, hey, PE staff, do you see any guys?
Anything unusual?
Yeah, any guys?
Creepers?
Yeah, any guys watching?
Stranger danger?
Yeah, and
no.
And so of course I get on my radio and said, that's me, and it was a clinical student from college, and it was very disturbing. It hurt me. It hurt me that someone from the community thought I was
a stakeholder.
Yeah, thought I was a creeper.
Yeah.
So anyway, there's those type of stories, and which is a lot of good times. And so, as we continue on in this journey, like I said, we'll move a variety of topics. But what it comes down to is it started in a gym locker room, coach's office.
A couple guys with big dreams.
Yes, and so I appreciate the listening, And until the next time, we're signing off as Gym Teacher Dreams.